Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions concerning this watch. The Jules Audemars collection. In hindsight, AP probably should have persisted with these dress watches as they were invariably beautiful, well-proportioned, handsome watches in the classical sense. And while there's room for the Code 1159 in the world, it's just too large and some might say brutalist to truly be elegant. This, on the other hand, is exactly what the doctor ordered. So you're looking at the Jules Audemars dual time, reference 26380 in rose gold. This is a 2012 retail. You can see in profile. It's nice and slim. 41 millimeters in diameter, 9.5 millimeters thick, 45.7 from lug to lug, so it's short across the wrist with a broad 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now we're going to throw this on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. It wears really nice. It's flat, it's flush, and it easily slides under a cuff. The strap is very stiff, and I'm pulling it tight. Keep in mind, this is a stiff cut of alligator, so it's shrinking my wrist a bit, but you can still see how far inboard the edge of the wrist those lugs are, and down the barrel is an even better perspective. Once that strap breaks in, this watch will be perfectly suitable for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Again, mine is 16. The strap is a nice, robust piece. You can see it's a Jean Rousseau handmade strap. They do the OEM straps for de Bethune and Journe. We like to use these straps on a watch when we see an opportunity to flatter a timepiece, and this design really does. Large rectangular symmetrical scales. We have a semi-gloss black monotone stitch. The edge is actually folded. You can see on the bottom, calfskin here, no crimping, no gouging, brand new strap from Jean Rousseau. They're all handmade, beautifully stitched and cut. Single fold AP logo style clasp with the AP logo. You can see externally branded. It is a snapshot or friction fit clasp. The case is beautiful. You can see these step lugs. We have longitudinal satin finish on the case, then vertical on the lug with polishing on the lug hood as well as the bezel. And you can see that these are welded on lugs with beautiful work done to weld the lug to the case and then remove the joint between them by filing to create that super sharp seam. That's the advantage of handcrafted welded lug case making. Slow going. It takes a long time to do, but the results are clearly worth it. Now, taking another look, you can see that the lugs ride up the side of the bezel a little bit. This is a trick watch designers use to avoid cropping the lugs too short, but also to avoid stacking the bezel on top of the lug and making the watch thicker. So we ride the lug up along the side of the bezel a little bit so the lugs can be graceful and long and the bezel can be flatter and the watch can be thinner. We have a crown here. You can see the crown's a little bit low relative to the center line of the case. That's because this is a modular complication. On the back, Jules Audemars. You can see this is H series here. Taking a look at the dial side now, a lovely lustrous black lacquer with applique rose gold elements, including the power reserve scale, the indices, and we have matching hands. Now we've got a second time zone down here. This is a day-night indicator for the second time zone, so you know whether you're looking at day or night. So although it's in a 12-hour format, you do know whether it is, for example, 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Very easy to understand. Power reserve indicator. It's an automatic winding power reserve, 38 hours. And we have these lovely polished gold chapter rings for the sub-registers. There is a pointer style date up at roughly 2 o'clock. Now we've got the ability to independently adjust that second time zone. So if we want to make some changes here and we don't want to affect the primary time display, we can certainly do that. And you can see here, now we know we're looking at 11 a.m. because the little pointer is in the light side of the circle. The semicircle that's white is the daytime. The watch features an automatic winding JLC-based movement. So what's in here is a version of the Audemars Piguet 23293846. So that is AP speak for the JLC 890 series base, and then the module, the 3846, that features the pointer date, the second time zone, and the power reserve indicator. It does have a hacking function, even though you can see the watch doesn't have running seconds. It actually does have a stop feature based on the old JLC base movement. You just don't know it's there. It is a unidirectional winder with a free sprung balance for shock resistance and more precise adjustment. The adjustment adjustment standard here being 5-position adjustment, and it is a 33 jewel movement with ceramic bearings, or hybrid ceramic bearings. It has ceramic ball bearings on the rotor, which when combined with unidirectional winding make it more efficient than a bidirectional system with steel bearings. And of course we have the dual time capability, the calendar, and the power reserve indicator. So you've got the JLC free-sprung automatic base, and then you've got the complication module on top of that, and all that's water resistant, 230 meters. A beautiful handmade case and a classically elegant watch. It's watches like this that earned Audemars Piguet its place in the Holy Trinity during the mid-20th century. Complications and fine dress watches. And remember, that was quite an accolade. Prior to 1975, Audemars Piguet wasn't even 100 years old, and it was already being classed alongside the likes of Patek and Vacheron. While Patek and Vacheron are still going strong, I think Audemars today is maybe a bit caught up in the royal oak. This is a reminder of how broad their range of competence can be when they really stretch. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.